Hey everyone, Gibbo here from Sky Skilling. Now, this is going to be a campaign breakdown for Mr. Christopher B. So, I did do sort of a podcast video with Chris B a few weeks ago now, and it did get a lot of attention. A lot of people asked me about it and wanted to know kind of what Chris B was doing. Especially people that were, just kind of interested in what we were doing here at Sky Skilling. So today, I really want to jump into the campaign, the numbers, exactly the ROI that Chris, had happen. By the way, I had a call on the phone with Chris B a few minutes ago, just before I recorded this, which Destiny works in a weird way. He called me just before I was going to record this. He told me he closed another deal yesterday. And so that 12 grand, that 12,000 is probably closer to 16,000 now, about 3 weeks later. So things are going pretty well for our friend Christopher B. And I'll show you guys exactly how those numbers happen. Okay. So meet Chris. Chris is a licensed advisor in Ontario. He works with Desjardins. He sells living benefits to self-employed Canadians, which is the exact campaigns we run here at Sky Scaling. And he started working with us at the end of March 2026. So what do we do here at Sky Scaling? Well, we run the ads, we find the people online, and we have people qualify through a form. Now, once your prospect qualifies through a form, they have the option to book a meeting directly with you. Some will, some won't. So your job as an advisor and working with Sky Scaling is to call the leads that don't book a meeting themselves to try to book them in. So call them a few times on the first day, second day, third day, and so on. Usually, I recommend anywhere between 10 to 12 touch-up points over maybe 7 days. All right. So what Chris does, he calls the leads that don't book themselves using a tracking template, which he explains really well how he does that on the podcast. If you want to see that, go on YouTube, Sky Scaling, and look at the last video we put out. And he obviously shows up to the appointments that are booked to close deals. Right. Here's a quote from Chris. Closed $2,300 on my first appointment. Two more booked already. So that was a few months ago now. But the first appointment Chris ever did, close. Got to give his flowers. Chris is a great salesman. He does a lot of training and he actually works a lot to become better at the insurance business, which is great. We love to see it. So here's the exact campaign number by number. Now these numbers are not of today. This is probably closer to 2,800, but I'm going over the numbers that were shown during the podcast with Chris. But today we're probably closer to $2,800 in ad spend, but probably closer to $16,000 in total premium over the last 2.5 months or so. Okay. So at the time of the recording of the podcast 2.5 weeks ago, we were at $2,093.45, 92 leads generated, which I'll go over the numbers in a few seconds. 12 policies close. So in total, I have the exact numbers here: 69,000 impressions, 569 link clicks, $22 per lead, and 16.17% click to lead conversion, which means that 16% of every link click we were getting on the ad became a prospect, which is good. Shows that the ad is definitely showing to the right people. Okay. Here's again the numbers: 69,000 people saw the ads, 569 click through, 92 became leads, 12% bought policies, which is 13% of the total number of leads, and 12,000 in premium submitted in his first 2 months. Again, this is probably closer to $16,000 as of today. So $2,000, 12,000 submitted, which is a 5.7 times submitted premium per dollar of ad spend. $174 per policy. Can you imagine spending $174 on Facebook marketing and that being your cost per policy? Great stuff. You love to see it. $5,000 of that 12,000 at the time of recording was already issued. The other 7,000 was still moving through underwriting. And Chris did give us a nice Google review. And he said it himself. The key is patience and consistency, especially in this business. You got to call your leads. You got to be patient. You can't get frustrated. You just got to put in the work. And the $12,000 understates it, but every lead is a multi-policy conversation. These leads come in for living benefits, but Christopher cross sells whole life and term on the same appointments, usually packaging multiple products together. None of that follow-on business is counted in 12,000. So again, 12,000 is just upfront what's being sold to the clients. However, Those clients might get a term life policy, might get a whole life policy, might have children that might need the products as well. So that 12 grand might turn into 25, 30,000 over the course of a few months, a few years, who knows. But this, it just doesn't show the lifetime value of those clients. And I think it's important to go over those, right? So um, if you want the same system working for you. So again, if you're focused on, well, it doesn't have to be focused on living benefits, but that's what we do. But even if you're selling life insurance, you want to sell more living benefits. There's a big reason we focus on living benefits. It works. It's underserved. It's different. Everyone is running the exact same ads online, life insurance, this, that, the other, and it's a way too saturated, doesn't work like it did a few years ago. Living benefits is the new way to get people in the door. So whether you already specialize in living benefits or you want to build a book of business, again, it's important to understand living benefits is the foot in the door. Once you're on the conversation with them, the income is protected. You can look at investments, RSPs, life insurance, all that great other stuff. But we have over almost $1 million in ad spend over the last few years, and nothing beats living benefits. It's the best product you can advertise, the best audience to work with. It's the corner in the market people are not focused on, and you can take advantage of that today. Okay. So we run the ads, the booking system, and the follow up. You take the appointments. Skyscaling.com/contact. Book a call with our team if you want to know a bit more about our process and how it works and how it could apply to your business. That's it. It's been Gabriel from Skyscaling. Today is July 3rd. I hope everyone has a great weekend, and we'll talk soon. Bye bye.